Hello, everyone. Welcome to the live. Hello, everyone. I'm streaming live from Instagram and YouTube. So if you see me looking back and forth, I'm looking at my computer and my phone. I've been going live for the past week, and tonight I'm going to deliver a live activation. And I'm also going to be talking about the Silenced Priestess archetype and some downloads that I've been receiving today. So if you're just joining in, welcome to the live. Hello, everybody. Take a nice deep breath and open up your hearts to receive today's transmission. If you're just tuning in, my name is Sarah. I'm a divine channel and a healer, and I'm here to deliver some truths on the Silenced Priestess and what that is. So I'm creating a space for women to reclaim their voice. If you're new to me, give me a heart. If you've seen me before, let me know. And as I speak tonight, I want you to give some hearts so I can connect to your energy, to let me know that you're tuned in, that you're aligned, and that you're feeling the messages that are coming in. So I'm going to share with you some downloads that I've been receiving as a divine channel. And then I'm going to be delivering a live activation. So stick around for that. And when I do the activation, I'm going to go deeper into a trance. But before that, I'm going to be delivering some information. So I'm going to be talking tonight about the Silenced Priestess. If that stirs something in you when you hear that, Silenced Priestess, I want you to give me a heart in the chat. Silenced Priestess. Silenced Priestess. Does that stir something up for you? Are you a woman that has divine codes, divine truth to speak, but you feel that you doubt yourself? And when you go to speak, you feel cut off? Of course, all men are welcome here. Of course you are. Because the Silenced Priestess isn't just for women, it's for men too. And we're going to be talking about divine feminine wisdom. That's really what it's about. So, of course, men are welcome here. Divine feminine wisdom and how this has been repressed and silenced for thousands of years. And I'm going to be talking about how this happened, when this happened, and how it's affecting us now. I'm okay to speak and sing. It's when I go to channel. Yes, we're going to be talking about why that is. Okay? So, divine feminine wisdom and knowledge shows up in the form of the goddess and the priestess, but anyone who feels that they're here to be a channel for the divine feminine. I feel the throat chakra is too open. Well, that's interesting. I'm already getting codes, okay? I'm going to be delivering a live transmission for those of you who are showing up today. But before I do that, there's some information that I have to give to you. So I'm going to not read the comments. I'm going to tune into that information. But if something resonates, I want you to put hearts in there, okay? So for many years, all right, for about 10 years, I've been activated as a divine channel. About 10 years ago, I had a very large awakening where for about a couple of months, I was receiving downloads and activations. My whole body was attuning to be a trance channel, and I started speaking light language just about 10 years ago. So I carried this information, these codes for many years, but I couldn't fully step into the level of embodiment it took to be a embodied channel, right? So even though I was receiving light codes and channeling for people, I had fear, self-doubt. I worried about being judged, ridiculed, okay? And very afraid that I was going to be taken the wrong way. How many of you resonate with that your power is going to be taken from you? that what you say is going to be used in the wrong way. So even though I knew that I was here to embody the truth, embody the light, everything inside of me froze around that. So how many of you feel that you know this is what you're here to do, but then you freeze and you close around that? It wasn't until much later. I mean, I've been doing this work and then becoming a therapist and really understanding why that was. Because me, yes, Ashish. Because yes, Fallon, yes. Because on one level, that's your truth. You know that that is your truth. That's who you are as a divine channel, as a priestess who's incarnated in this lifetime. But there's another part of you, the human part of you that doesn't feel safe. Now I'm going to get to the multidimensional part that's been imprinted with all of the distortion that's been in our DNA regarding divine feminine wisdom and divine feminine consciousness, my mission also, okay? So then you have all of your, everything you came here to transform, but then you have your soul's progression and the imprints that have been imprinted, right, upon you. And really an imprint is a pattern of energy, of consciousness that took place in your soul, okay? So with that, freezing is not only the human fears of they're going to judge me, what are they going to think of me? They're going to call me crazy. I'm going to tell people I connect to Jesus. They're going to lock me up, right? I'm going to tell people that I speak light language, that I speak another language. People are going to think I'm nuts, right? There's one end of it, but then there's the witch wound, right? Right? You guys familiar like with the witch wound? But more than the witch wound, right? The witch wound, right? Persecution is a carryover of the feminine distortion, okay? Now, the downloads that I receive around this this is from Atlantis, okay? So this started in Atlantis, right? There was a fall. And at that time, the wisdom was used for negative. Does anyone resonate with this? That somehow they know this inside of them? Okay. Around the time of Atlantis is when the divine feminine knowledge, okay, was used negatively. Okay. And some of us played a role in that. I had an Akashic Records reading a long time ago where she said during the time of Atlantis, I was a priestess. Okay. Many of you women who feel like you're here to embody and speak your truth, you've had many lifetimes of being a priestess. Okay. EMDR for my witch wound. Yes. Okay. You've had many lifetimes of being a priestess. That's why you have the calling to carry the codes. You have the codes within you. Right. So that's your natural innate knowing, like me, my natural. But then there's the distortion in your field that remembers how this knowledge and wisdom was distorted. Now, I had a lifetime in Atlantis where my power, the information that I had was weaponized and contributed to the fall of Atlantis. And so in the records reading, she told me that in every single lifetime, I blamed myself for that. I carried guilt and shame. And that created the sort of imprint of persecution that I took with me in many, many lifetimes of being a truth teller. How many of you resonate of being persecuted for telling the truth? Maybe you haven't had a reading or consciously know this, but somehow I was a priestess as well. Dawn and Serpent priestess. Yes, Fallon, yes. Serpent, yes, that's divine feminine. Okay. So now, right, and it took me many years. Yes, Regina, is that you? Yes. It took me many years to fully understand that this was a safety issue in my body, that my nervous system was responding to this, not only as Sarah, as the identity that I took on and the roles that I took on, but also the imprint of my soul that remembered this, that remembered the imbalance of power, that remembered the distortion, that remembered that the wisdom was weaponized. So this took place in Atlantis. And so there's probably some of you on the live, water has a boiling point. Yes, there's probably some of you on the live who experienced that, who were priestesses at that time. And if you resonate with me, if you follow me and you feel connected to me, then yes, we were there together. So what I'm doing now and why I'm doing these lives is because I'm calling back that energy as part of a larger soul group to rise up and reclaim not only the divine feminine power, but the divine feminine voice, because our voice is our currency. It's our birthright. We're here to speak our truth in creation and live abundantly from that. And the planet is coming online. And we are waking up and remembering this power. And I'm here to help the other priestesses wake up because we don't have to silence ourselves. Now, after, yes, rise up. Now, after that happened, right? These priestesses, these goddesses, right? All the information went down under into the mystery schools and it became secret because it wasn't safe to speak about it. It wasn't safe. And even as I'm talking about this, I can feel and connect to some of you. My throat is feeling sore. Okay? Our voice has been silenced and repressed too long. So as this happened and there was distortion in the field and the fall after Atlantis and we fell into darkness, all of the wisdom went underground and a lot of priestesses took vows of silence. I have chills. Okay? If this is resonating with you, I know we have some people on YouTube too. I can't see your comments, but if this is resonating, give me some hearts. All right. We were silenced. We silenced our voice. Now you see this as an echo and an imprint in our society today, how women's voices have been silenced. This is an echo and an imprint of what happened during the time of Atlantis. How many years ago was that? Right? And then in Egypt, this happened again. So fast forward to today, why are we here today? Why did we choose to incarnate now? I felt in the throat also. Yes, Catherine. Full body chills. Awesome. So why did we choose to incarnate today? Right? So we could embody the divine feminine on earth, reclaim the power, and release the codes of remembering. And that's what I'm here to do, creating a sacred space for other priestesses to reclaim and remember their voice and to rise up to become from the silenced priestess, I'm silenced, to the sovereign leader, because your voice is your currency. And everyone who came here with the ability to speak, to sing, to write, to express light and source through you, right? It's your birthright. It's your birthright to receive abundance from that. That's what you came here to do and embody. So, of course, we need to create new ways, new systems of abundance so we can do that. So, how can you be struggling and be in lack and be the abundant priestess? It's very hard. And myself, I experienced that for the last 10 years, right? This is another download I got. And then I'm going to then go into the activation after that. So not only is it your mission and your purpose to embody the goddess and the priestess and deliver these codes, but your purpose is also, right, one and the same with your, what the Kabbalists called it, your tikkun, or your pain, right? So what you came here, right, what you came here to do is also what you came here to alchemize, right? Your mess is your message. Your breakdown is your breakthrough. Your pain is your portal. So every woman, every man, right, Doesn't matter if you're a man or a woman, because we both have the divine masculine and feminine within us. So this message is for men and women. Any man or woman who came here with the gift of speaking and channeling and teaching also came with the wounds, right, of judgment, of unworthiness, of being misunderstood, of being persecuted. Your mass is your message. And when you learn to alchemize that, the very thing that you thought would break you is the very thing that you break through to. And that's my mission and my purpose, to help those other light workers to be that sovereign leader, because the world needs your unique code, needs you to be you. Now, you might have seen the past lives I've done. I've done a couple of lives this week. And really what I've been laying down is the foundation. In order to be that sovereign leader, you have to feel safe. That's the first part of it, right? And this is really what took me to the next level. I want to see some hearts for people who have spent money on manifestation programs or coaching programs, okay? I would say over the last 10 years, I've spent about $30,000, maybe even 40, on all kinds of marketing, coaching programs, right? Manifestation courses, okay? I see some people laughing because probably you too, right? I'm going to tell you the one thing that none of it gave me, right? The one thing. You cannot manifest a new reality, right? Or create abundance from a nervous system that does not feel safe. So you could take all these courses and spend all this money, but if you don't feel safe in your body and you have an imprint of being silenced, right? You're not going to be able to receive abundance. You're not going to be able to receive opportunities. And this was me. This was me. I had all the talent. I am immensely talented. Okay. And that's not me bragging. Okay. That's me owning, right? How many of you would like to be able to own your gifts and not only own your gifts, but receive all the abundance that comes back? So I was imbalanced because I could give, but I couldn't receive. And do you know why? Because it didn't feel safe to receive. So you have the imprint of being silenced and not being safe, right? And then not being able to receive. Now, if I'm here, if I've incarnated to be seen by massive amounts of people because they need my codes, then I'm going to need to feel safe. Because if I don't feel safe, I'm going to self-sabotage and I'm going to block myself from expanding. And that is the key. That is the key. So this is what we've been talking about. And I've been kind of gearing you up, taking you on this journey with me to reclaim your voice and to learn how to feel safe in your nervous system. So give me some hearts if this is resonating. I see some people. I see some hearts here on YouTube. I know we have 3 people watching. Giving my love to you on YouTube. I haven't gone live here in a while. Giving my love to everyone who's joining me on the live here. I have spent so much money and I still don't feel confident to do it. That's right, Nina. Because it's all about safety, and this is what nobody teaches us, but I teach this, okay? So, beautiful, Maddie. So let's take a nice deep breath. And I'm going to drop in, okay? I have been channeling here, but I'm going to drop in even further. I'm going to bring in some codes. If you're new and you've never seen me channel, give me some hearts, let me know. If you're watching this, okay, even if you don't know what's going on, safety and confidence, but confidence comes from safety. When you assume a new state, When your internal state is safe, the confidence comes. Okay. And if you're watching this now, even if you're new to me, you're meant to be here. You're meant to receive these codes. Okay. And all you have to do is have an open heart to receive them. But before we go into that, I do want to say that mindset, okay, changing your thoughts, they're much harder to do when you're operating from an identity that feels it has to earn its worth. When you're operating from an identity that doesn't feel safe. When you change your internal state, what shows up on the outside changes. And that was my biggest mistake, doing all the things that people taught me to do, the doing, and less of the being. So that's what we're doing. That's why I'm calling people into my field, the men and women who want to learn how to be it first, how to anchor and ground themselves and connect to the earth to be that clear channel. So why don't we drop in to that state to receive the codes? And I'm going to bringing in Mother Earth. Relatable. Yes, Regina, I'm open, ready to receive. Beautiful. So we're going to anchor deep into the earth. And we're going to bring in codes to reclaim. Lemonu urahayasa, beautiful. Kunumano vusuri de jamaratasa. Shuvurukutunia shatavisakatakniyo rukutakatanish. There's a lot going on with the throat. I feel it. Your voice is connected to your power. It is the bridge. Your voice is your power. So everywhere you've given up your power, we clear across all timelines. Across all timelines. It is time to see the truth. I want you to just feel. Usu aranya nakate rayo lo uto javaraya lo uto javaya lo uto karagan mrebeshver bese tu tapase. And I'm also getting the message here too. The past doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It's time to release. If you're holding on, it's time to release. You're safe. You're safe. Shamakava ulumavo suku vulu. Avulu yamarite yavakatana ashabarabese asharababase. Suve shema avasa. Suve eshe avama asaha. Suve eshe avama hase siema khate rakate. Shukuraki shkate yachate. Ikia su wa she mya waso ala amma. Amma, mother, amma. Ya amma, ya amma. So we call in the frequency of the mother, amma. And I want you to put a hand on your low belly there, on your sacral chakra, and your throat, and maybe up to your solar plexus, wherever you feel. And remember who you are. Remember your worth. Remember how truly abundant you are. Taramekanaha. Suvaya avaya. Uyama avayama. Ture kala amma akala akali kalima. Amma akalima. Asave akalima. Suve akalima. Asuve akalima. Asuve akalima. Asuve akalima. Kalima amma. Kalima amma. Yes, yes, akalima. Amma, amma, amma. So just feel the energy of all aspects of the mother. Not just the gracious mother, but the destroyer of everything that's false. Everything that's false within you. Everything that's separate. Shoo, 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 shoo. And feel it being taken from you. Shoo, 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 shoo. Xia, xia, xia. Wah. Yes. And anchoring it deep into the earth. I feel it. I feel you guys releasing. Lemikanama. Sipa. Shamina. Whatever it is you're holding on to, some of you might be asking, how? How am I going to do this? How am I going to step into this leadership role? I don't know how. You don't need to know how. You don't need to know how. Don't need to know how. The first step is feeling safe enough to receive it. Lamakunu raha. And so maybe just take a moment to anchor in everything you're ready to release and everything you're ready to receive. We are stepping into the energy of the fire horse. We are releasing that past year of shedding, letting all that old skin fall off, letting it all fall off. And maybe even typing into the chat what you are ready to release, what you are ready to receive, and what you are ready to remember. I release fear. I receive love. I remember I am enough. I release fear. I receive love. I remember I am enough. Ishama. What do you release? What do you release? Give me some hearts if you felt tonight's activation. Did you guys feel it? What did you release? What did you release? What did you release? Did you feel it? Oh, amazing, Nina. I psychically vomited energetic parasites. Huge. So she is already feeling it. I release fear. I receive love. I release numbness and resistance. Thank you, tears. Yes, numbness, right? Numbness. Numbness is a part of grief. It's disassociation, okay? So this is what we're doing as we are reclaiming our sovereignty and our power and activating and awakening the Silenced Priestess archetype. Remember, this can be universally male and female. It's the divine feminine knowledge and wisdom. I release self-betrayal and stagnation. Beautiful. I release pain and disrespect eating me alive. Ooh, shame, right? I release chasing. I receive love. I remember I am deserving. Yes, you are. I release doubt and fear and lack of safety. I release doubt, blocks, imprints, and echoes. I release doubt. It is time to release doubt and reclaim your certainty. But again, that starts with feeling enough. So if you felt moved by tonight's activation, I will be going live again Friday to deliver another activation. And I want you to pay attention to my stories because we've been working on something as a team to create a space to become that sovereign, empowered, embodied leader. The activations and the nervous system tools to be able to do that. So if you felt it tonight, stick with me. Pay attention to my stories. Go live with me again Friday. If you don't follow me yet, follow me. If you want to receive emails from me to know exactly when I'm going live, DM me your email address and I'll put you on my list. Or you can go to sarahasherose.com and put in your name and you'll go on my email list. So you know when this container goes live. It's going to be going live on the Fire Horse, and there's going to be special activations for the people who are there for that launch on the 17th. Yes, DM me your email. Just message me. You can message me at any time on Instagram if you want to stay connected to me and you want to know when I go live. Okay. Also, keep track of my stories. I release fear of being seen for who I really am. That's right. No longer the silenced priestess. It's safe to be seen for who you are, beautiful goddess. I embrace my independence and my fire. It is the year of the fire horse. You go, girl. Yes. And to my YouTube people, I will be going live again on YouTube. And let's clear the energy of the throat. Thank you, Christine. Thank you, everybody. Sending you massive amounts of love. I'll see you again on Friday as we step into the fire horse energy. Yes, amazing, Fallon. Mwah, mwah, mwah. Bye, everybody. Bye. End stream. And love you guys.